Thanks for joining us on the news at 10 on NTN News 24 live from Abuja. I am Mina Daniels. First, now the headlines. Vice President Kashim Shettima addresses investors at Bauchi Economic Summit, urges them to take advantage of improved opportunities.
It's not only its resources. What the state has advertised is its commitment to reforms that reduce bureaucratic friction.
House of Representatives condemns U.S. bill on religious freedom in Nigeria, says it threatens Nigeria's sovereignty.
The main problem here comes from those who deliberately demarcate Nigeria outside the country, including Nigerians.
Nigeria and Argentina deepen ties on culture, media, and information exchange. Vice President Kashim Shettima has encouraged local and foreign investors to take advantage of the opportunities provided by the federal government in driving sustainable economic growth and development of the country. The Vice President stated this at the opening of the Bauchi State Economic and Investment Summit held in Bauchi. Awal Abdullahi reports.
With the theme Unlocking Bauchi's Economic Potential, Gateway to Sustainable Investment, the summit drew participants from within and outside the country. Vice President Kashim Shettima said the federal government under the present administration is committed to implementing reforms aimed at strengthening economic growth and attract sustainable investment across all sectors. He commended Bauchi state government for the initiative, saying it's aligned with the federal government agenda for economic diversification.
My appeal to investors and stakeholders is simple. We must understand that Bauchi's advantage is not only its resources. What the state has advertised is its commitment to reforms that reduce bureaucratic friction, including streamlining incentives. We urge prospective partners to engage with both the state and the relevant ministries, departments and agencies of the federal government to access support, scrutinize project pipelines, request data rooms, and explore blended finance structures that can make projects bankable and investment ready.
Former President Obasanjo at the event emphasized the importance of global integration in achieving meaningful developments.
Bring everybody together, and we call it partnership. I have said there are 5 P's that must go together for us to make progress.
What we are doing is to change the standard of relationship or partnership that Baba has described, to remove corruption and personal interest. We are not taking any advantage for ourselves. We are allowing the investors to make sure he maximizes his profits. And you should see that at least Bauchi is known where there is sincerity, where there is fidelity in terms of ease of doing business.
Meanwhile, the former President Obasanjo has inaugurated the newly constructed Ahmadu Bello International Conference Center, Bauchi. The over 3,000 capacity multipurpose facility will serve for local and international engagements. In Bauchi, Awal Abdullahi, NTA News.
The Senate has given its standing committees a 1-week deadline to scrutinize President Tinubu's latest list of nominees for key government agencies, including the Nigerian Communications Commission. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports that 2 vacant Senate seats have also been filled with the newly elected lawmakers officially inaugurated as senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Chairman and members of the
requests from the President for confirmation were in line with provisions of the Constitution. Appointees to be confirmed are for 6 agencies, among them the Nigerian Communications Commission, National Population Commission, and the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency. the request for implementation of the 2025 external borrowing plan from the executive to fund budget deficit, refinancing of Eurobond and issuance of Sukuk was read and referred to the Committee on Local and Foreign Debts.
Through any of the following options in the international capital market: issuance of Eurobonds, loan syndications, bridge finance facility from book runners, and direct borrowing from international financial institutions.
Senate, in a resolution, seeks federal government's intervention on insecurity in parts of the country.
Invite the Minister of Defense, Chief of Army Staff, and Inspector General of Police to brief the Senate in plenary on the coordinated federal response to insecurity in Kwara South. Our military and our armed forces are doing enough. They are doing their best, but we still need them to do more.
We need this Senate to tell the armed forces to be reporting progress every week.
No one can play that men in uniform and women in uniform are fighting hard to protect us.
Mr. President is doing his best. That we know, because we know how much he's doing to deal with the situation in our country, which has global dimension.
Two senators, Joseph Ekpa of APC, Edo Central, and Emmanuel Nwachukwu of APGA, Anambra's House, were inaugurated, bringing the tally of APC lawmakers in the Senate to 73, after Senator Kevin Chukwu from Enugu State defected from Labour Party to APC. The Senate honored the late Senator Solomon Ewuga from Nasarawa State, who died in September, with a tribute and a minute's silence. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
The House of Representatives has condemned the proposed bill in the United States Senate known as Nigeria Religious Freedom Accountability Act 2025, describing the piece of legislation as wolf in sheep clothing to undermine the sovereignty of Nigeria. National Assembly correspondent Mitaire Ikpen has details of this and other resolutions in plenary.
The House unanimously adopted a motion of urgent national importance, sponsored by Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu and other lawmakers, taking a swipe at the Nigeria Religious Freedom Accountability Act 2025, sponsored by Senator Ted Cruz in the American Senate, which seeks to designate Nigeria as a country of particular concern and suggests religious coloration to security challenges in the country. Lawmakers called for coordinated diplomatic and domestic response against the American bill.
House resolves to reject outrightly narratives that frame Nigerian security crisis as a singularly religious conflict or a state-sponsored persecution, and reaffirms Nigeria's constitutional protections, freedom of religion and belief.
The main problem here comes from those who deliberately demarcate Nigeria outside the country, including Nigerians.
This motion is referred to the Committees on Foreign Affairs, National Security and Intelligence, Human Rights for further legislative action.
In other resolutions, lawmakers lamented the deplorable state of the Kaba-Egbe Road in Kogi State, saying it is posing security threats and environmental hazards to road users.
Urge the Federal Ministry of Works to include the construction of Kaba-Egbe Road in the 2026 budget estimate and concession the road after construction to a competent private company to generate money from articulated vehicles for maintaining the roads.
The Nigeria Institute of Transport Technology was advised to complete one of its training centers that has been abandoned.
All of which are currently operational, with the exception of that of Delta in a Frotos Center, Uele North, Uele South to do federal constituency. To urge the Nigeria Institute of Transport Technology, NITT, to complete the construction and equip the Frotos Center for operational activities and put it into use.
Bills that scaled second reading include
a bill for an act to alter the provision of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999,
to create additional local government areas in Gombe State and for related matters.
13 other bills introduced at first reading during Wednesday's plenary include the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency Amendment Bill 2025, as well as the Drivers' Welfare and Social Security Bill 2025. From the National Assembly, Mitaire Ikben, NTA News.
Nigeria is strengthening bilateral relations with the Republic of Argentina, particularly in the areas of information exchange, cultural cooperation, and media collaboration. This was as the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohamed Idris, receives the Ambassador of the Argentine Republic to Nigeria, Nicolas Perezo Nel, who paid him a courtesy visit in Abuja. Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara reports on the minister's engagement.
Thank you very much.
It is a show of commitment towards sustaining the friendly bilateral ties between Nigeria and Argentina, built on mutual respect and cooperation. The guest is reminded of Nigeria's unshakable commitment towards fostering collaboration with Argentina that promotes mutual understanding, especially in the area of public communication and cultural diplomacy.
I want to assure you that President Bola is ever open, ever committed, and has a relationship between our dear country and our friends from outside Nigeria. And Argentina, of course, we've had a long history of relationship here.
We share the same sentiment. I am a diplomat, so my job is about information, because information connects people and countries. And you being the Speaker of His Excellency, the President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, you and your position is one of we follow every day.
In another engagement with the Abdullahi Omake Community Peace Initiative Network, the minister defends the return of the old Nigerian national anthem as deliberate to reset and inculcate the spirit of patriotism among the citizens towards building a united nation for the generations ahead.
Finds the issue of orientation serious enough to even bring it back as part of the Ministry of Information and National Security. For these speaks volumes. You can build schools, you can construct roads, you can do whatever. If that sense of patriotism, that value orientation that each individual should have is not there, you have done nothing.
And we need a unifying platform that can carefully look at some of these areas of disconnect and then look at how our organization can work with some governmental agencies, ministries and agencies.
The group is advocating the rebirth of national values and promoting the culture of unity in diversity. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara, NTA News.
This is the news at 10 on NTNS 24. Time for a break. We'll be right back with more.
Feel the power of precision, engineered to perfection. Every component is crafted with care, and each design is meticulously tested. From concept to creation, our engineers push the boundaries of technology, seamlessly blending performance and sustainability with a deep commitment to African ingenuity. Introducing the CNG Boss, a remarkable achievement in engineering designed to operate on compressed natural gas, a cleaner and more sustainable fuel alternative. At Innocent Vehicles, we proudly lead the way in creating greener mobility across Africa. And it doesn't stop there. From SUVs to sedans, spacious buses to electric cars, Innocent offers a wide range of models designed to meet every need. Innocent Vehicle, the pride of African Road.
This is NTA News 24.
Thanks for joining us again. The The federal government says the establishment of the North Central Development Commission, NCDC, is to execute plans, programs, and coordinate the activities of agencies and development partners to fast-track development in the region. Minister of Regional Development, Abubakar Momo, discussed this at a two-day North Central Development Commission Policy Review Workshop in Lafia. Bekisu Garuku reports.
The 2 days policy review is to launch a roadmap that will guide the Commission on how to make impact the development of the zone. The Minister of Regional Development, Abubakar Momo, while appreciating the leadership of the Commission for the foresight, said focus should be on issues of security, women and youth empowerment, and job creation, among others, for the development of the region and the country at large.
We also have to partner with the state governments, the private sector, and communities, together and being guided by the President's commitment to fairness.
Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule, represented by the Deputy Governor Dr. Emmanuel Akabi, said the establishment of the North Central Development Commission is timely as it will help address developmental challenges in the region.
To ensure that indeed we work with a fair goal and service to humanity. That is what good governance is all about.
We have received very encouraging goodwill and responses from both local and international organizations that are looking forward to working with us in the course of attaining our goals.
It could be recalled that the Commission commenced activities in areas last month following the donation of an office complex by the Nasarawa State Government in Lafia. In Lafia, Bilkisu Umar Gurku, NTA News.
The harvest is expected to continue weekly for the next 3 months before another crop will be. Engineer Olusegun Joseph and the State ACASO Project Coordinator, Ladi Ahmed Jato. The project is currently being implemented in the 3 senatorial zones of the state. Speaking on the development, the Commissioner for Information and Communications, Kingsley Femi-Fao, said the success of the greenhouse project underscores Governor Ododo's commitment to promoting food security, tackling food inflation, and ensuring sustainable prosperity for the people of Kogi State. The Nigerian Police Force has temporarily suspended the enforcement of the Motor Vehicles Prohibition of Tinted Glass Act 1991 after deliberations with the Nigerian Bar Association NBA at the force headquarters in Abuja. In a statement, the force said the suspension will remain in effect pending the outcome of a motion on notice scheduled for October 16, 2025 at the Federal High Court in Warri, Delta State. During the NBA's visit to Louis Edet House, both parties stressed the importance of synergy in upholding the rule of law and restoring public confidence. To this end, a joint police NBA committee has been inaugurated. Meanwhile, the force enjoined vehicle owners to use a window of suspension to regularize their documentation and comply with all regulations. Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun reaffirmed the force's commitment to fair enforcement, transparency, and constructive stakeholder engagement. In a country where faith shapes community, the Anglican Church is stepping beyond the altar to confront one of society's deepest wounds, gender-based violence, through the Anglican Compassion and Development Initiative. Hope and healing are finding a new language. Victor Azu reports.
In this hall, conviction comes face to face with compassion. Faith leaders, policymakers, and advocates unite to end gender-based violence. Through Akadi, the church is moving beyond sermons to action, creating awareness, offering support, and building safer spaces within communities.
Gender-based violence is a sin against humanity, an affront to the love and justice of God.
The church must also create safe sanctuaries. It must be a place where survivors find safety, not silence.
The Third Foundation, which supports the project, says real change begins when women can live free from fear and participate fully in national life.
We believe that in helping to eliminate gender-based violence, that women will be in a better position to participate effectively in the social life of their countries.
The objective is to contribute to the elimination of violence against women and girls through strategic initiative.
When the church goes, it's where the society goes. And when the church begins to speak very clearly and very powerfully about an issue, the nation listens.
Even young people joined in, with a school debate reminding all that the next generation must grow up knowing that violence is never love.
Boys are to model respectful relationship, hereby building good relationship with girls. Boys are to learn to treat girls with respect, treat them with honor.
If gender-based violence is the fire, then silence is the fuel. One too many times, girls have been the ones to rise to put out this fuel. Not because it is what they choose to do, but it is the burden that reality has caused them to face.
From the church to the classroom, this movement is turning conviction into compassion, and compassion into change. In Abuja, Victor Azu, NTA News.
It was an evening of culture, diplomacy and strategic collaboration as the National Council for Arts and Culture hosted a special pre-ENAC dinner in honor of the Minister of Arts, Culture and the Creative Economy, Hannatu Musa Musawa. Members of the diplomatic corps and key stakeholders in Nigeria's creative and cultural sector. Thomas Obetere has details.
The pre-INAC dinner ahead of the 2025 International Arts and Craft Expo brought together dignitaries, international community members, and cultural stakeholders to highlight the role of culture in diplomacy and development. The Minister of Arts and Culture and the Creative Economy, Hannatu Musa Musawa, stressed the importance of cultural diplomacy in strengthening global ties and described INAC as a platform to showcase Nigeria's artistic excellence and reach cultural heritage to the world.
And it is in line with the vision of Mr. President of diversifying and really seeing how we can add job creation. So this is really about investment as well. When you're able to showcase your wares, what you have, the different initiatives, the roadmap, the vision that we have, and this is something that we're going to do very intentionally and quite deliberately through this summit. What you will find is that we have more opportunities for investment.
Director General of the National Council for Arts and Culture, Obi Asika, described the Expo as a strategic tool for economic empowerment, tourism development, and international cooperation. He called on stakeholders across sectors to seize the opportunity to engage, exhibit, and explore.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, October 9th to 11th, the Arts Village next to the Sheraton or the Continental, next to Yaradua Center, Central District, Abuja. Be there, don't miss out.
Now, Nigeria is advanced in terms of the creative economy and how it has elevated it to international global markets because they have managed to turn talent into business. And this is why we are here, to be able to connect our Botswana creatives with the skill, the knowledge.
As INAC 2025 begins, the pre-INAC dinner has set the tone for what promises to be a colorful, impactful, and globally significant cultural event, reinforcing Nigeria's position as a vibrant hub for arts and creative expression. In Abuja, Thomas Ugbetere, NTA News.
Sports update is next.
Nigeria's campaign at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup Chile 2025 came to a painful odds as Argentina handed them a humbling 4-0 defeat in the round of 16 in Santiago.
He's going to strike. It's a beauty.
The South Americans were ruthless and clinical, striking twice in each half to book their place in the quarterfinals, while the Flying Eagles struggled to cope with the relentless intensity of Diego Placente's side. Argentina will now face Mexico in the quarterfinals, aiming to extend their remarkable record at this level. For Nigeria, the elimination marks another chapter of disappointment in their pursuit of a maiden under-20 world title.
For a fourth, and it is four, beautifully.
Also, Nigeria's women's basketball team, the Tigers, have been drawn alongside host France, Germany, Korea, Colombia, and the Philippines in the group for the 2026 FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup qualifying tournament, scheduled to take place from March 11 to 17, 2026. The draw conducted at the Patrick Bumens House of Basketball in Switzerland marks the final step in determining the teams that will compete at next year's World Cup in Berlin, Germany.
And that concludes the news at 10 on NTNS 24. Thanks for watching. I am Mina Daniels.
Here is the morning news. The federal government